sitting here listening to the Lincoln Project, and someone asks my question. So I'm the guy behind trying to get Biden not to debate Trump because we're not going to see his taxes because it's going to go back and everything else. It's very unlikely. So why not use it as a ploy kind of to out Trump by saying, listen, I'm not debating you. His polls are going up, and it's just going to infuriate his Republican base and empower Biden, and plus the 70% of people who want to see it. So let's listen. I have no idea how this is going out, but here I am. I'm just going to do a flip around here. And here's my question that someone asked, and I've been pushing it. This is kind of
live to ask a question, so I'm going to read some more of these. And the next one is John Jaskin. And John read an opinion piece in the New York Times suggesting that Biden shouldn't agree to debate unless Trump releases his taxes. And so I don't know if John is aware that we just got two opinions from the Supreme Court this morning on the tax cases. And his question is, any real possibility?
So someone actually picked up I've been pushing it out there on every news. So actually someone wrote an opinion piece about Biden not debating. So me, basically, for the last 3 weeks, I've been pushing this whole out Trump, shouldn't debate him, and here's why. I have some videos. Someone actually took my idea, wrote an opinion piece on it, and now let's see what these Republicans have to say. That's awesome.
Possibility that this would happen. No. Who wants to push that?
Well, I'm going to jump in. It's important that it not happen. Donald Trump needs to be confronted and defeated, which means that Vice President Biden, which he's more than capable of doing, is going to need to face Donald Trump on behalf of the forces of decency and constitutionalism in this country, on behalf of the living presidents and the presidents that have passed, and the founding fathers, and all the people who have sacrificed and shown fidelity to the American Republic. He needs to stand there on the stage and confront Trump, the most incompetent and inept president in American history, who has brought mass death, economic collapse, and weakness to this country. And Vice President needs to look him dead in the eye and call him out. Communicate to the American people who he is and what he is, and to lay out the bill after 3.5 years of this insanity and degradation to our country and to our system. And so I look forward to the moment of confrontation. And I think Donald Trump is fairly coherent when he speaks. I think he's physically in decline, mentally addled. His performance is clearly declining when you look at it. So I look forward to the vice president getting a clear shot at him.
So let me just finish. I never intend Biden not to debate him. Okay, the idea here it's a ploy because ultimately he will debate him, but in the meantime, basically put this pressure onto him. So obviously he's going to say, fine, he can always do it. But he could put a lot of pressure because what it does is unify all the people that want to see his taxes. It shows that Biden has kahunas, and ultimately it would infuriate the Trumpers. And it would just, before the debate, maybe he could do a ploy like, okay, all right, let's have a poll. If the American people want me to debate him, I'll debate him and do a poll. And then he said, look, the American people, all right, or should I hold out for the taxes? So there's a lot of things that Biden could do to take advantage of this. But Biden should debate Trump. But before he do that, he should actually just, stick it to him, out-Trump him. All right, let's see if else thing. That's awesome.
In the fall, it's going to be an important moment, cleansing moment for the country when we get to shine a spotlight on all the foolishness and insanity and incompetence and bluster and idiocy and imbecility that we've been subjected to as a nation for these last years. And we'll get
And
to stark relief, a good man versus a bad man, competent man versus an incompetent man, honorable man versus a dishonorable man. I think it's going to be great for the country.
So, Ron, I have a little bit simpler take,
Please.
slightly off from Steve's, is that Donald Trump is going to say some crazy things. And if I were Joe Biden, I'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, the current president of the United States.
No, I think Donald Trump was able to use his looming physicality over Hillary Clinton in that debate, those debates in 2016, to try to intimidate her, to try to get in her physical space. But I think Donald Trump has a real problem coming forward. I think Steve's right. Joe Biden he's not new to this rodeo. He's been around the block a few times. He's done debates. He just survived something like 684,000 Democratic Party debates when, he was counted out time and again and kept springing back up. So I think he's going to be able to go into those debates. I think he's going to have an accounting, as Steve said, of what's happened in this country under Donald Trump's watch. And I think he's not going to put up with any of Donald Trump's games and crap. And he shouldn't. Joe Biden is healthier, he's thinner, he's a better leader, he's in better shape than Donald Trump. Those are things that Donald Trump really gets messed up about. And this idea that Joe Biden is in some way better than him will eat at Trump. It will chew at him. And he knows he's a better man. He knows he's a guy who's more fit and ready to lead this country. So it is going to be a hell of a time for Trump to play the games he played with Hillary in the course of this debate.
Yeah, Ron, what Joe Biden is smarter than Donald Trump. That's what Donald Trump can't stand. Joe Biden is smarter than he is. The person who is declining to participate in debates that's always a losing position. You never want to be that person. I think it's more likely that Donald Trump is going to be looking for excuses not to debate and reasons not to be on stage side by side with the clearly superior candidate, rather than the other way around.
Joe Biden's a Pennsylvania guy. I've spent a lot of years in Wilmington, in that area. I went to the University of Delaware. Joe Biden knows what to do here. How Joe Biden grew up. He knows proverbially he needs to go out and knock Donald Trump on his ass on the debate stage. And I have no doubt that's exactly what he's going to do.
Right.
And just to be clear, there've been a handful of questions already in here about whether or not the Lincoln Project endorses Joe Biden, and we've done that formally with an ad, and then with another one that we just launched. I think it's kind of a blur now. Was it last week?
So, yeah, a lot of good points, and I agree. Biden does need to debate him, but prior to debate, just to pour the fire onto, it's like, listen, the Supreme Court said you should release your taxes. Why should I debate Trump until he releases taxes? I'm releasing my taxes. Mr. President, won't you release your taxes? I don't think I'll debate you. I don't think I should debate you if you don't release your taxes. It's only fair. I'm releasing mine. You should release yours. Don't you think that's fair? And, and then just let it all stir up. Let the Republicans just go crazy with that and let Biden enjoy, how crazy that makes Trump and all his sycophants.